What's up, bro? This new thing that StreamYard got up makes shit weird, bro. I swear. Man, I think it's beneficial, but it's weird as hell. I'm trying to figure it out. Cause y'all see, like see two streams out right now, right? I agree with you with the ghost being taller than him. That shit crazy. Kanan little as hell walking beside that nigga. Seems like this the only one out right now. Hold on. Yeah, that's what's hot right now, bro. That I'm very curious of. Like that's like the biggest thing out right now. Like how is this gonna work with just how is this gonna work with just with it being in the 2000s? I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing, but I'm gonna get that shit. Maybe Ghost had braids back in the day. Anyways, though, we about to go ahead and get up into it because I'm not gonna be on here that long today. Probably like 2 hours. But this is the thing. So obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody that's in the stream right now, everybody that's on the live right now has seen that um they released a clip of they released a clip of Kanan and Ghost walking. So when I seen it, I basically immediately, what's up, Ali? I immediately said, this got to take place in like the 2000s because they clothing looks like 2000s. It doesn't look like 90s to me. So I immediately said that once I saw it. And then, because, we heard rumors of that already. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said that they heard it's going to take place in the 2000s and not the 90s, which is kind of crazy because that opens up a bunch of questions, right? So hold up, let me try to find that. So shout out to a couple of people for some of the material stuff that they, some of the stuff that they sent to me. I'm about to put some of it on the screen. All right, so real quick. Where is that other one? Okay, I gotta put that other one up. All right. Okay. So hold on, let me try to make this image a little better. So y'all can see that. You see this here. It says or Power Origins episode 1. And you see right here for the year it says 2002. So shout out to support. He sent that to me. And that's proof that it's taking place in the 2000s. Hold on, the screen's still not up? Yeah, I mean, y'all should be able to see it here, right? Yeah, y'all can see it. So you see that it says it's taking place in the 2000s, and then now, also another one that I want to share. Shout out to Hezzy. He sent this to me. Uh, let's do that. Not sweet that wide. I don't know how well y'all can see that. Probably can't see it too good, right? I don't know how well y'all can see this, but pretty much what this is here is confirmation that they're going to be filming in New Jersey. This is right here. When you're filming in locations and you're like gonna be blocking off certain areas, or you know, or you're gonna be filming in somebody else's residence or something like that. You have to get a permit to do it, and then you have to kind of alert the people that's like residents and stuff that lives there, the tenants, and give them, let them know that you're going to be filming there, so they can be aware of it. And that's what this is. And you can see here that it says at the kind of towards the bottom, it says, let me just read this last little part. It says, please note that we work in conjunction with the New Jersey office for film and the New York Police Department. We obtained the necessary permits for filming, and we are a fully insured company. Your cooperation will help to make the location shoot a success and help support the employment of the thousands of New Jersey residents who make their living in the entertainment industry. So that's all I really needed to read right there. I just wanted to show y'all that that's proof they're filming in New Jersey. What's up, Talia? So yeah, we got comfort. So we got two things so far today that's new. We got confirmation, that basically we got confirmation that it's going to take place in the 2000s, and also that it's going to be filming in New Jersey. Now that doesn't mean necessarily that they're going to film the entire series in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure they're not. But what I think this is confirming for us is that um, I think it's going to take place. And this makes sense now, too, if y'all really think about it. In the 2000s, with it taking place in the 2000s, that means it's probably going to start closer around the trend beef time period. Remember the trend beef that's against the New Jersey squad, right? So I'm thinking that's the part where they're at right now, where they're doing this filming. So very interesting, where they decide to start this series off, I think. But it leads us to, more questions. And I'm pretty sure the question that a lot of y'all are asking and probably wondering, just like I am, where the hell is Breeze? You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to think that, because according to what we saw, we always thought Breeze died in the 90s, right? Now, that could very much still be the case. I cannot. Is anyone watching the widescreen right here? Because, like I said, it's something new to StreamYard has started doing. And I think it's beneficial, but it's just weird the layout of how they're doing this thing. So I can't really figure it out like I'm trying to do. Is anyone watching it from a widescreen like you're watching it on TV? You know what I'm saying? Or are y'all watching it the vertical? You know what I'm saying? Are you watching it horizontal or vertical right now? And basically what I'm trying to find out if you guys can see both screens on your feed, like for YouTube. Y'all can see both. Okay, so it's crazy because I'm looking on my phone trying to do it. I don't see both. I only see one. Okay, here's the wide. Here, no, no, that's not the wide. That's still the vertical. That's crazy. Hmm. Or maybe it is just looking like that on my phone. They changed some stuff. I don't know. This is some very weird shit. I tell you that. Okay, yeah, I found that one. So Sean said he only see the vertical one. I don't know. I see both of them right here on this one. What's up, Big Red? But yeah. So this is the thing. Back to what I was saying. This brings the question. Like my boy Ghostin is saying, where the fuck is Breeze? Because so you only see one on your iPad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. But I guess it kind of expands it to give people more options to watch it, you know. I'm guessing that's what it's doing. So what I'm trying to see is, like I say, back to the Breeze situation. I think it's gonna suck for the people that really look forward to seeing Breeze, such as myself. You know, bro, what the hell kind of weird ass shit is going on right now? Anyway, I'm just ignoring that nigga right now. But anyways, the shit you're telling me they're only gonna have Breeze one season in Raising Canaan and that's it? Because if so, that's gonna be very disappointing. Like the nigga that we waited on. So that because that means essentially they're gonna have to rush everything with him. Unless, let's just say, because to my knowledge, I don't think no one has any information of how many episodes, Raising Canaan season 5 is going to be. Now, the only way I could see them possibly going ahead and getting Breeze up out of here in Raising Canaan is if they extend the episodes for it. Like, let's say, just like Origins is 18, they decide to go ahead and make, you know, the last season of Raising Canaan possibly, 18 episodes. So technically, you kind of get 2 seasons of Breeze. I was thinking that Takari that they only can afford him for 1 season. I would hope not, and I doubt that's the situation. But I did think about it because that'll be wild. Like I think they know that how disappointing that would be for the fans to only have him 1 season. So there's a couple things I could see happening. Like I said, they could extend the episodes. That's one option. Give us like 18 to 20 episodes for season 5. Another option could be they recon it, and instead of Breeze dying in the 90s, he dies in the 2000s, which I think is kind of very likely. Or it could be that they make it take place in the 2000s, but they're going to consistently do like flashback scenes showing things that happened with Breeze, showing stuff that happened when they were young kids and stuff like that. Because it's a lot of storyline that I think they kind of would be missing out on if they just so happen to, you know, just jump to the 2000s like that. Yeah, I'm well aware that he said it. Like I said, they may change all of it. They That's an option. It's not like they can't do it. They can. I would hate to see them go that route, but they could do that. Now, another thing, like I said, which I think probably is the more likely scenario is that they're going to be doing flashback things, kind of like, it's this one take this season taking place. We're starting here, then we're going to show what happened there and shit like that. Because they got to give us they got to give us the story of Ghost Dad. Because the way he looks there, he looks like he's already grown, right? Looks like he's grown, and in 2002 he should be grown, right? So you're telling me they're not going to show us Bree's death unless they do it all in season 5. They got to show us Ghost Dad. They got to show us a lot of stuff in season 5 if they planning on knocking Breeze out. And then Snaps and Pop got to be dealt with. They got to deal with the rest of with the aftermath of what happened with the Thomas family. Like it's so much they have to cover for them to squeeze it all into one season. I just don't think that's likely. So more than likely, I think they have to be doing some reconning, or they gonna be doing it like maybe Ghost and Tommy telling the story of what happened in their life or some shit. Well, looks like they're gonna try to do it because I don't see another way that they can do it. What they're gonna do is they're gonna make sure Makai is clean shaven. Uh, they're gonna use filters for sure if they decide to do this. Whenever they're doing flashback scenes, this is just generally in cinema. Period. When there's a flashback scene being done, you're gonna use a certain filter to let and indicate to the viewers that this took place, a while ago. So I just noticed, bro, I didn't put up none of these slides. Let me go ahead and put that shit up. That is fucking wild. But yeah, I didn't put up none of these slides. I just jumped right into that shit. All right, there we go. That is crazy. Yeah, he is too short to be adult Kanan, but that's what they're gonna do. He's the adult Kanan because you already have the adult Ghost, so there's no way he's not the adult Kanan. But I don't know. I don't know what they was thinking with this because I'm just saying, me personally. I mean, I'm not trying to talk down on what they got going and nothing like that, but like, me personally, if I was doing this, um, I don't think I would have kept Makai to play the older version of Kanan because it just looks weird. Like Kanan's supposed to be this scary, intimidating figure, and then you got Ghost and Tommy taller than this nigga. They looking down on his ass. For those of y'all, which I'm pretty sure majority of us. What the fuck? Hold on, what happened to it? Oh, that's why. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure majority of us, if not all of us, has already seen this little small clip. But for those of y'all who haven't, I'll go ahead and share it. Of Kanan and Ghost walking. Ah shit. I forgot you gotta do that. They so annoying with that shit. All right, give me a second to go ahead and just grab this. They say this is a big original. I'm coming from the poet's part. City life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. All right. All right, so now I can put it on here. This is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. Look at that short ass nigga. That mine is short as hell. This is a big rich town. But see, you see the way they did the camera angles though, to try to make it look like it. I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna do their best to have them in angles that it doesn't look like Tommy and Ghost is that much taller than him. That's what I think they're gonna do, but that is crazy, bro. What's up, DeMarcus? I remember a theory that someone had said that young Kanan, Ghost, and Tommy would all be played by Omari, Joseph, and 50 Cent using. Yeah, we all know who said that. He said, let's call that nigga Go. Kanan is supposed to be imposing and intimidating. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have, if me personally, if I was in control of it, I would have recast. I'm sorry. He can't be the dope version. Nah, they're not gonna hit me with copyright for that. For one thing, it's too short for a copyright. And then on top of that, that's the reason why I put it in a box like this. I'll be fine on copyright with that. He said they should have brought 50 back to play Kanan and Origin. I'm tired of the Smurf version. He probably did put on some weight to live because they trying to make him look more imposing. Jukebox, you look good, Ghost. Dressed all up like some fucking civilian. People really believe that act? Never did a fucking thing to you, Jukebox. This ain't about me. It's about him. His 10 years and money. Last season, there were a lot of scenes where Kanan was standing and everyone was sitting. Because they had to make sure that nigga, they didn't notice how little that nigga is. But anyways, though, Another question: do y'all think they what theme song? Y'all think they're gonna get a new theme song? They're gonna keep Big Rich Town, or are they gonna keep part of the game for the origins? You're right. They only can do so many of the camera tricks, no doubt. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be having the shoes with the heels too. But yeah, more than likely, I'm thinking it's gonna be the new one too. Nah, last time they tried to remix Big Rich Town, that shit didn't work out well. So that's pretty much our latest update when it comes to origins. Anything else someone else want to add to this? To anything else folks want to add to this to that you want to cover before I move on to the next one? Who would do the narration of origins? That's a good question. Oh shit. I mean, I kind of don't think excuse me, would I don't think it would be 50 Cent again, but um you think it's gonna be 50? Man, I don't know. It would be nice if they was to get Amari to do it, especially if he doesn't come back, at all for, any of the shows. They let him narrate. That would be cool. Might have said Morgan Freeman. That would be nice to live for sure. It would be nice. To be honest, I want Amari to do his parts, but I wouldn't mind if Young Ghost did it also. The same goes for Tommy. Yeah, they might do it the same way that they did BMF. Some of it is, which I think that's very possible how they're gonna do it. Because BMF kind of did a good. That's one thing I'll give BMF. They did do a good job, I believe, when it comes to that. Showing the adult version of them, the current version of them, and then they also had the youth version of them. And I think Origins is gonna go the same route. Like when it's time for them to do the scenes with Breeze, they're gonna have the little kids that's 11, 12, 13 years old. And then when it's time to do the present day, they have, Ghost. They have the new cast that we just saw. Anyways, though, I think I'm gonna go ahead and head on over to Forest. Good stuff on Origins. So now we're going to be talking about Tommy's trip to New York. Now, I just recently put a video out about it. I know a lot of y'all haven't seen it because I started this live, like, we're right after releasing that video. So you probably haven't seen it. Will there be a time jump? It has to be. It absolutely has to be. There's no way it isn't. That's something else I should have most definitely covered on that. But yeah, that's 100% is going to be a time jump. Because there's no way they can just start in 2022 when in Raising Canaan, they're currently in 92. So that's 10 years. And then we also know that if they, let's say they do keep up with the original times, periods of what the original power said. If it starts in 2002, then that means Canaan. So they're probably only going to go, my opinion, they're probably only going to go as far as 3 years with Origins, because unless they're going to show when they meet Lobos, but like when Kanan goes to jail and when they meet Lobos, according to the original power and what Courtney Kemp said, is basically 10 years, almost 10 years from now, from, when Kanan got locked up. Because Kanan got locked up in like '05. Then, they become the distributors for Lobos around 2014. That's what I think, Dexter. I believe it's going to end shortly after Kanan going to jail. That would make the most sense to me. Capping about Origins being in 2000. I ain't gonna lie, DeMarcus. He actually sent me confirmation of it prior to this live. And literally said, "Watch the before DeMarcus says I'm capping. Here go the proof." He did do that. He said you would say this, and like the clothing, I just kind of knew it was in the 2000s based off the clothing, but the confirmation that it is going to take place in the 2000s is right here. You see, it says episode 1, 2002. So that means it's taking place in the 2000s. And it would make the most sense because when they first showed that, the new Ghost and Tommy, it immediately made me think it has to take place in the 2000s because they're way too old to be in the 90s. Like he can't. There's no way you can get Spence Moore and Charlie to portray to be shit. Even 14-year-olds, you can't even fool anyone to make them believe they're 14-year-olds. The youngest you can have these folks go back to is 16 at the absolute youngest. But they actually probably look more like early 20s, so, which they would be in 2002. 2002, they would be what, 22. So that makes sense. So, Marcus, yeah, I agree. Origins is about to be good, bro. I think that one's gonna. And then, like I said, the reason why I'm also having high hopes for Origins is that Sasha Penn is the writer for it, and I know if I love as much as I love Raising Canaan, he's probably gonna do a really good job with this one as well. I'm not gonna lie. We need a spinoff on that as well. I always been saying on that 10-year gap from 2004 to 2014. I agree because I think a lot has to have happened during that time. Because one thing that I kind of was looking forward to that I did want to see was what happened between Ghost and Tasha. And I think if they do stop at the, after Kanan goes to jail, then matter of fact, I think I'm gonna change. I don't think they're gonna stop at Kanan goes to jail because with it being the origin story of Ghost and Tommy, this isn't the origin stories of Kanan, Ghost and Tommy. It's the origin story of Ghost and Tommy. So we got to show them at their peak. You know what I'm saying? And at their peak has to be once they became the distributors for Lobos, right? That's when they was at their highest point. So I would guess it's gonna go that far. It has to, and there's no way in the world they're gonna leave out. You know, there's no way in the world they're gonna leave out Ghost and Tasha's situation. I feel like they're probably gonna show us some of the things that was going on between Ghost and Tasha. The reason why in season one, Ghost said him and Tasha was falling apart way before Angela came into the picture. Nigga for nigga for one who has for so one who has so called power nights, you be behind like a motherfucker. I already showed, bro. Yeah, he wasn't in here when we did that though. That's why. Will Ghost and Tommy appear in a post credit scene at the end of Raising Canaan? Post credit scene, like you're are you speaking of the Ghost and Tommy that's going to be in Origins, or are you talking about the adult, like the Ghost and Tommy from the original Power? I would love to see Trent beef on screen as well. That's going to happen. I believe that might happen in this first season. The reason why he's taking place in New Jersey. Bro, it's gonna be good, Kakara. Don't be acting like that, man. Young Tasha going to be the flip to the story once she gets introduced. I wonder, is she going to be introduced in the first season or is it going to be later down the line? Will Kanan be more of a side character on Origins? I don't think so. I think he's going to be like a main character. He's going to be just like, I think it's going to be just like the original Power. Obviously, Ghost and Tommy were the focal points, but Kanan was pretty big too. So I think it's going to be like that. He's going to be like a main character, but not the two main characters. Sean was born in 1994, if they keep up with the same timeline. 94, what, 94, 95 range, somewhere like that. All right, though. I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. I know Origins was going to take a lot, though. We did get some bomb. We got some great news on it. So perhaps I should have kept more time on the segment. Hold the fuck up. Mm. What is going on with this? Damn. Power Origins is going to be better than Raising Kanan and Trash Boot too. It might be better. It might be. I actually hope so. You know, I hope it is. I would rather see a prequel of Tejadas than Ghost and Tommy. Just bring the real Ghost back. I don't know if I would say rather, but I definitely wouldn't mind seeing it. All right, though. So, like I said, let's go ahead and dive into the Forest. Origins done took over Forest. So, Tommy's trip to New York. Like I said, I just recently put a video out there about it, and according to what we just got, more than likely he has to get rid of the crossover rather soon because it's the only thing that makes sense. Because for them to try to cram it all up at the very end, it doesn't really make much of any sense. And we also know that JP was alive when he visited New York. So unless they're going to have JP die towards the very end, which I seriously doubt, he has to get rid of the crossover to New York very soon. So I don't think he's going to go this next episode coming up, but I think it's going to be probably episode 4, episode 5 at the absolute latest. I'll say episode 4 and JP dies episode 5. Or he'll go in episode 5 to give us something to talk about while they go on break, possibly. Very, I could say that's very much possible, but so like we say, we knew JP was alive when Tommy went to New York. We know that it also wasn't. This is the thing. Kate left very soon, after that incident. We know that because, like I said in the video, if y'all go watch it, when Pinky said Kate, the place was empty, he also said it was no sign that anyone has been there, in a while. So we know that Tariq went to her house episode 310. And we also know that episode 401 takes place immediately after 310. So that's 2 episodes we already know, she had to still been there during that time. So the fact that they said there's no sign that anyone's been there in a while, I mean, we would have to do some guessing on how long is a while. But you feel me? I would say at least weeks, possibly a month. But that would mean that episodes 2 and 3, weeks, possibly a month, must have taken place, right? But I think this is just another situation where the timeline's fucked up. Honestly. Okay, so you think it's gonna be I never said you was capping about being wrong. I said I didn't think that you were right about the timeline. Never accused you of capping. It's just possibly you could be wrong. Raising Canaan was enough. I'm perfectly fine with no more throwbacks. Tommy is a boring character too, so they have to find other ways to keep fans interested. I didn't never really think that people thought that of Tommy like that. I thought people were fans of him until, I started, getting on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm starting to see more and more people not liking Tommy. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know it was like that. We already know Breeze gets killed by Ghost and Tommy. We don't need to see him. Nigga, get the hell up out of here. We do need to see him. That I'm a strongly disagree with. It's gonna be a lot of disappointed fans if we don't get to see him. They talked about him way too much. It ain't got nothing to do with us knowing what happened to him. We knew what happened to Kanan. Folks did watch Raising Kanan. How you know that Power Origin starts in 2000 is real? This could be AI and made up. This is also true, Demarcus. I will give you that, and I did think about it. However, I'm looking at the attire that the characters are wearing, and it just kind of looks more 2000s ish to me than it do 90s. Nope, seeing them in season 5 is not enough because it's way too much hype. There's no way in the hell. There's no way in hell would we be satisfied with all this shit that they saying Breeze did. Breeze taught them all of this, you know, and they just kill him off in one season. No. The only way they will be able to successfully kill him off in one season, like I said, is they extend season 5. Or they just pretty much dedicate the almost the entirety of season 5 to Breeze. Like most of it, the storyline is gonna be on him. And I don't think they would do that because it wouldn't make sense for it to be called Raising Kanan, one. And then two, it's way too much they got going on with the Thomas family and Unique for them to focus the entire season on Breeze. So no, they got to have something else in there, or this is going to be a huge disappointment on that part. What are the chances of Tommy dying at the end of Force? So we heard Joseph talk about it. Um, I don't think it's very high, but hey, I also was one of the ones on the record, one of the first ones to say, even though we heard Tommy say his journey in Chicago isn't up, and a couple people jumped on me once I said it's a possibility he could still die. But hey, if he do, I'm gonna pull up one of my old videos where everybody jumped up on me, and I'm gonna show it. But I don't know. More than likely, I don't think I don't think he's going to die, especially with them. But he did say also in that same interview that I saw that, with the legacy part, it hasn't been 100% confirmed, basically, that um, it's going to be Tariq and Tommy. But I think he's just doing it to pull our leg a little bit because, they trying to keep the suspense going for us. But he knows it damn well that it ain't done. I feel like the Legend of Breeze was enough. Finding out the Breeze is Cold Brown 2.0 was very disappointing. All I could think about is Martin theme songs when I see Breeze. Yeah. What is that? That even the fuck did that end up playing? How did that? So I don't have an echo or nothing, right? All right, cool. But yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely strongly disagree with the Legend of Breeze now. Absolutely not. You can't talk about this nigga for 6 seasons in the original Power and then give us that one season of nope. You got at least give us 2 seasons of this nigga at minimum. But I think we should get 3. You think D Mac is annoying? I seen him saying something on his Instagram live, and he was saying that, if everybody talking about D Mac doing this, D Mac doing that, he said D Mac go crash out. So basically, they hyping up D Mac's character. I'm guessing he gonna be doing a lot of shit this season. Now, I'm gonna say the first season I did not like him at all. I didn't think he was a good actor, and I thought his character was pretty annoying and not too. But he grew on me. So, but yeah. So, back to the New York thing. I do think, like I said, he's gonna be going to New York, episode 4, episode 5 ish. And I'm also starting to think that there's a possibility that maybe, just maybe, JP could end up getting his ass clapped before Tommy even make his back. Like he didn't mention, him being dead to Tasha while he was in New York because he didn't know about it yet. The only thing that kind of makes me think that that's more than likely not the case, well, I ain't gonna say more than likely, but that might not be the case is the description to episode 4. And they basically talk about, how Tommy is going to find a way to protect D-Man. But hey, who knows? Maybe he's trying to find a way to protect him after his dad's already gone. Because like I said, I believe he's gonna be gone about time episode 5 hits because this is the reach. This is solely me guessing. I just think the reason why they only gave us episodes 1 through 4 synopsis out because episode 5 is going to reveal a major death. And more than likely, that major death is going to be JP. Yeah, absolutely. D Mac is the definition of a YN. No question about it. You said the description of Breeze wasn't even accurate? Uh, I mean, how we know that? Because the only description I know of that we got for him was during the Power of Choice Awards. And they said he was a love brother, hothead, and he was married to the guy. I mean, we have yet to see if he fills those shoes yet. Power Origins being in 2000 because the way they are dressed could be a con- continuity issue because of the way they are dressed to throw slow people like support game in 2006. It ain't just that, bro. The people, it's too many clues to Marcus. Like I'm just saying. Let's just be real about it. We get a script that says 2002. We get two cast members, Ghost that's playing young James and Tommy, right? And on top of that, they look like they're in their 20s, not young teenagers. We know in the 2000s, Ghost and Tommy are in their 20s. It makes sense. I'm just saying. Anyways, though, any more follow-ups about Tommy and his situation and being in New York? I got a few questions maybe. Do y'all think that we will see Diana, Tariq, or any of the Tejadas in general, doing this time period where Tommy's gonna be making his way to New York? Or are they gonna just throw that out? I'm gonna say this. I can almost guarantee that they're gonna show Tariq. Now, Diana, possibly, because I think they might show when she actually delivers, the letter. But I think for sure they have to show Tariq because I think they're going to show the scene from Tommy's perspective of, when he went to, basically when he went to go try to take out Tasha. And like I said in my video, I know a lot of y'all haven't seen it yet. I believe Kate probably, you know, mailed the letter to Tommy, possibly. Because I seriously doubt she opened it. Because when she talked to Tariq, and when she talked to Tariq in episode 310, she said she didn't want to get involved. She didn't know that, Tasha's address was on that letter. Because if she would have read it, then she kind of would have known. So that tells me she must have just told Tommy, hey, there's a letter here with you from Cooper Sacks or whatever. And he just told her to mail it to him in Chicago. Think Tommy going back to New York will convince Kate to move to Chicago. Yeah, I hope we see the whole crew too. No, I actually I don't know. I don't have anything against I don't have anything against Tariq. I ain't got nothing against book two and stuff like that. This nigga the Marcus. It could be similar to what they did with Raising Kanan at the beginning of last season. You're saying like what they did with the unique situation. Yeah, that's what I think it's kind of gonna be too. When it's showing, you know, everything that Tommy did when he went to New York and all that. Yeah, I can see something like that. Kate is a liar, no doubt, but she looked very sincere when she said that. I don't think she was lying. Why you don't want Diana in there? But it would be cool. I agree. It would be cool to see Mary J one last time. It would be. But I just don't see a reason that they would have to bring her into the storyline. The only way I can see them possibly bringing her in is like doing the same, let's say, doing this same episode. Tommy was involved with helping Tasha do the drive-by on Monet. Let's say he the one gave her the guns, possibly, and they show when Tasha was waiting to, take her out. So they show her for that scene. But other than that, they don't have a reason to show her. I love the Tejadas. They like my crash out cousins. Hope to see them again. Yeah, I mess with the Tejadas too. I mean I do. And I'm pretty sure we will see them again. Even if it's not enforced, we will see them again. Do you think they had to redo scenes or this was already planned? Uh, it had to have already been planned because they used the flashback filter scenes for Diana and Jude, when it was revealing what happened. And then they later on, put it up in there with the timing situation. So I would say more than likely they probably planned it like that. All right. So I guess we're gonna get ready to wrap up this last one with Tommy going to New York. And let's go ahead and head to next on the chopping block. We're gonna talk about which body is possibly going to be the next to fall. And when we say bodies, obviously we're talking about major ones, not just small people like characters like I don't know Marshall as up out of here. I'm gonna say this too to Kari. I'm gonna say this. I did see something that kind of made me a little nervous. I'm gonna be honest. I saw something that made me a little nervous. I'm like, damn, that nigga might be around for a while. And I might be wrong. Two things. So, um, one in the trailer, the part where Diamond is wearing like this green jumpsuit along with the rest of the CBI crew. Marshall is one of them. So I'm looking for confirmation of when Diamond's going to be wearing that green jumpsuit. Because if he's not wearing it, anytime soon, then that means that little motherfucker gonna last a while. Also, it kind of remember I can't remember who sent that. It was Support or Ghostin. One of y'all sent the photo of Marshall when he was taking the selfie, and it looks like possibly Braden in the background. So if there was Braden, then more than likely Marshall is making it to the end, and that means my ass is wrong. So there you have it. But either way, let's just go ahead and go with outside of Marshall. Could y'all see somebody else? Episode 3, someone major being got up out of here. Shanti could have Jannard arrested for having the fentanyl in his glove compartment since he can't eliminate Diamond. Similar to when Ghost and Tasha set up Kanan to get arrested in OG Power. Yeah, I seen Good and How I Live had a video similar to that, but he was saying that, Jannard basically was going to set up Diamond like that, similar to how Ghost set up Kanan. Both interesting. I don't think Shanti would do that to Jannard, me personally. And even if she does do that, um, even if she does do that, it's not gonna happen no time soon. I'll say that. King Kilo gonna be a problem. They better get him while he in locked up. So we a lot of us are wondering, is it King Kilo that they're talking about for episode 4 description title? Well, not the description, the title, which is saying time to see the king. I mean, obviously, a lot of us are kind of assumed that that's who they were referring to, but it could have been, they could have been referring to maybe they're just saying Tommy is king or, somebody else. But more than likely, I think he matches that description the most. What about Elise? King Kilo smokes JP. Could be possible. Since he couldn't get his son, he goes after him or something like that. We need to come up with odds for the parlay. Some people survive, and it's more of a long shot than others. I agree. We need to come up with these rules right now. Was D-Mac riding the same motorcycle that was in the trailer? I don't think so. DeMarcus, you just talking at the side of your neck now because, like, I got 100% confirmation that I be right a lot. So you just saying shit just to be trolling or whatever it is you're doing right now. Because absolutely, last episode was right about a whole lot of shit. Almost everything I said was right. Same thing with book two's last season. Pretty much the whole thing I was right about. Raising Kanan season 4, I was probably right. Like I said, that one was a little tough. But I'll say probably anywhere between that 55 to 60% rate with Raising Kanan season 4. But Force is very predictable, like I said, and so far it has proven me right. What's up, CG? None of us caught Monet getting capped in episode 9. Now I agree that was one major that no one seen. I don't care who it is. I didn't see not one single soul saying Monet was getting up out of here episode 9. Everybody was saying Drew. People were saying Kane. You know, Davis McLean was in the air. A couple of other names, but nobody was saying Monet. Yeah, everybody thought Drew. Everybody was thinking it was Drew. Who's more dangerous, King Kilo or Akbar? I mean, it's kind of hard to say right now because we don't really know that much about King Kilo, but I would say judging by how just simply off how they look and how afraid, Jannard and them seemed of him, I'm gonna go with King Kilo. That would be crazy, Ali, if it's the girl on his girl on that bike. But I doubt it. I'm gonna say that. Yeah, exactly, Ali. A lot of us thought she was going to prison. I said that. That was my pick. She was going to prison. They dropped the best of Monet like nine hours before episode 9 aired, but we still didn't take heed. Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. Because nobody wanted to believe or just see that Monet was about to die. It's crazy. And a damn good scene on top of that. The lead synopsis threw us all off because it said Kane was on the run for Drew's death from Monet. That's true too. But anyways, though, let's go ahead and get these parlays set. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, I'm getting a little nervous about my Marshall pick, but I'm still. Let's see who do I still feel confident about? Like I think JP should be the lowest one because JP is kind of obvious. You get a little points if you can guess the episode and the person to actually pull off the kill. But just guessing that he's out, even the episode kind of is not going to be worth too much of that. They was dropping those best ofs on stars for a minute before that, so it really wasn't a reason to think she was going to get got. I said Monet was going to go to prison or die because her salary was much too high and she was out of there either way it went. Yeah, I thought she was going to leave the storyline through prison. If they stopped showing clip, people would predict this show taking credit for common sense. Why don't more of the main characters on the power shows go to prison? I do think that's a thing that they should, definitely explore more because you never really seen a major character go to jail. You always seeing them getting out, but you never see their fate, being they're going to prison. For all the shit these folks doing, they would have been gagged. What if JP Deft is a red herring though? That's true. That'd be crazy, CG, because everybody think he up out here. And then he could end up surviving. Hey, hey, now that's what Takari, speaking of these parlays, somebody could place a bet just saying JP survived. I think that one should be worth a lot because everybody think he gonna die. I mean, a whole series of power in prison. Like maybe Canaan. Who knows? Maybe they will kind of experiment with that. Because think about it. Um, Canaan is going to be in prison for a certain part of it, depending on how far Origins goes. He's going to be in prison for a while. Maybe they'll still be showing Canaan, but they'll show what he'll be doing while he's in prison. That's a possibility. As far as Kate, like I've been saying, I think I got Kate at 50-50 because, like I said, I think there's no way Kate, and Maria survives. So one of them have to go. So I don't necessarily have a layout for the parlays yet. We're trying to figure that out. We do need to come up with it fast though, because the episode is fastly approaching. And also it's more, the longer this thing lingers, the more, exclusive clips they might drop to kind of give us more clues. Then some of the odds might change. Now that's definitely true, Demarcus. We definitely thought Diana was gonna die for a while, and that turned out to be different. Chat GPT to do one. You know what? Maybe I should ask Chat GPT to come up with one. Yeah. We got to come up with a list of everybody and what are the odds of them surviving and dying. Also, we need a guest appearance portion as a bonus. Like if Ghost would show up or Tasha. Hey, that's dope. Hey, for real, the guy. That's definitely there. If you guess Ghost show up, it's there. It's even. Yeah, that should have be fine. Then we have a segment for each episode to see if somebody turns out to be right. That should have been fine. For real. How many characters on this show will make it to the Legacy spinoff? That's another one we should have one on, for sure. We got 8 episodes left, right? Yeah. All right, y'all. I got something to show you. This is kind of crazy. We're gonna add to it, obviously. But hold on. All right, let me see. Can I pull this up? Yeah. Hold up. My phone screen should be shown. Can y'all see my phone screen? Yeah, I can see that y'all can't see it. I don't see one where it's not popping. Hold up, maybe I gotta move this. Yeah, no, shit still ain't showing. I don't understand why it ain't though. That's crazy. All right, let me try it like a different way. ChatGPT be doing its thing sometimes. Hold up, I'm creating the little thing real quick. What y'all think of this? Hold up, hold up. You said you already did it? Let me read. Hold up. Thought I was down doing something. Let's see. Let's see what you got down here. Shanti Showstopper dies 20%, survive 80%. She's being built up as a long-term chess piece. Low death possibility. I got some odds for the parlay from Chat GPT. Yeah, that's what I did too. That's what I was about to put some up in there for you. What the hell? What's going on with that, bro? Shit, not that. There you go. God damn, I don't like this new shit they got. There you go. See, now I want to show. That's crazy. Now it's showing all of a sudden. Y'all see the eyes up here? What do y'all think of these eyes here? I think those are pretty damn good. I just think it should be some more people added to it. Like they ain't got Marshall ass on here. That nigga should be on here. I don't think Diamond should be this high though. I'll say that. What y'all think? I don't think Diamond should be this high because I think Diamond is dead as hell. You don't think the plus 5,000? I mean, the odds of Tommy dying is like very slim. Because Tommy could die. He ain't 100%, guaranteed to survive. I would say the likelihood of him dying is slim, but that's the reason why the rate is so high. To live, don't gamble, I see. Miguel, you know what? They don't got Miguel on here. I can add him though. I'm gonna tell them to add a few people. Add Miguel and Marshall to this motherfucker. What you talking about? And Kate Egan, right? Yeah, now they scratching that thing out. Hey, I like the new one they just put up. What y'all think of that? You see this one right here? They say blood for blood parlay. Say Tommy takes Miguel and Miguel's people take Maria. I don't think that's gonna happen. I wouldn't bet on them odds, but I just think that's cold that they threw that out there. And then you got another one say Tommy's pain parlay. Loses his girl and his mom. That's a storyline nuclear bomb. Payout is massive. Hey, that's cold. Then you got up here, you got a Jannard and Marshall. I'll take that one down there. I just don't really think Jannard's gonna die, but Marshall ends up back here. Gang war parlay, that's cool. The Rico suite. Miguel, Claudia, and Shanti. All the messy characters taken out by one. So they're saying law enforcement, basically could take their ass. Damn, that should say the Chicago Armageddon. Miguel, Marshall, Janai, and Diamond. Every major male leader dies. Damn. Hey, I just saw your post with the segment. I'll do that, I guess, on the next live. I haven't looked at it yet. But yeah, I think that is cool. Ghosting. Damn, that bitch got braiding on it. I mean, I like this one too, but I think I like the format of the one I got. So you think they're at Herman's JP's dad's funeral? Stacey Marsh should be on there for sure. Who the hell is Lady Z? All right, let's go back there and see what this graph look like. It's pretty much just what yours look like somewhat, right? But I don't know why they changed because I like the what they had up here with these. Anyways, though, we can figure out how we're gonna do the odds. So it's gonna be something like this. What would have to be discussed? I think the odds of any book two character's death is very low. So the payout for that gotta be massive. But how will we figure out how we're gonna do the actual, betting is the question. Because we would have to put the money somewhere or something like that. And then keep record of who betted on what. Jennifer Sullivan. Is she even gonna show up? Oh, okay. Lady Z is the one who stabbed Claudia. She up out here. There's no question about that. She up out here next episode. I am Blanca. I don't see the reason why. I don't even know if we're gonna see them, but if we do, I definitely doubt they die. That would be major shockers to me. She did say that. She did say Jennifer was out, but keep in mind the last episode of book two, Jenny was there. So she could have came back. Keep in mind, book two's timeline is ahead of Force. That means Jenny survived and Blanca. So that's why I say there's no point in putting them on there. Now, if you want to put something in there like the odds of them coming to Chicago and making a arrest on someone, maybe that. But death is impossible. I think it ChatGPT get basically Takari got the same odds I kind of think of too. Because they put 50-50 for Kate Egan, and I definitely think she 50-50. I think Marshall is pretty accurate too. 40-60. I think that's pretty good in favor of him dying. Yep. Claudia got a 75% death rate. I think that's pretty good. Jannard being at 70, I think I'll take that. 'Cause I don't think I'm gonna take the survival. I would take that Jannard on the survival for me. Kane on this motherfucker. Oh, okay. They got odds for Kane to appear or not. Hey, that's good. I like this shit, Takari, for real. I'm gonna copy all of these and I'm gonna put them up there for everybody. Cause yeah, that shit good. So look, this is what I'm gonna do. Cause I think it's too last minute to do it right now. So what we're gonna do, what you sent those codes, Takari, we're gonna use them. I like it. So what we're gonna do is tomorrow's live. So everybody that's in here now, if you want to participate in the parlays, make sure you in the live tomorrow to make sure you get the information of how we're gonna do it. Because I'm gonna come up with a whole new a game plan of how it's gonna be done, and then we can put in the odds. We'll agree upon where we're gonna, everybody's gonna be placing their money, how the bets are gonna be placed, and then we're gonna have it on record. We're gonna have a whole segment for that. We're gonna put it on. I'm gonna write them down, and we're gonna have video footage, obviously, because it's gonna be on the live. So if anybody say, "No, I didn't bet on that," we can just simply go to the video footage and be like, "Your little glass line is right here." You know what I'm saying? So we can do that, and then everybody place in that want to be in there, place in. We're gonna go over the rules. I think that'd be cool. And then the episode, each time the episode comes and that person survive or somebody survives, you feel me? The odds could change. Yeah, Ali, we're gonna do it episode by episode. But like I said, the odds change each time that person survive. Like for instance, let's say everybody's because for the most part, majority of us are thinking that JP is gonna be out of here by episode 5, right? So if he makes it past episode 5, you know, that would change a lot of shit. So we're gonna have a lot of different ones. I think that's cool. What Takara just sent to me was a really good one. We're gonna use that one for sure and probably just add a little bit more to it, maybe. But yeah, so I'm about to go ready to go ahead and go to the next because I don't think we got time to figure it out now. Because like I said, I got a couple of other stuff to do. But absolutely, I'm gonna figure this out by tomorrow. We're gonna be live tomorrow. I'm gonna do the live probably. The live tomorrow is gonna be much sooner though. Like I probably start at 6 o'clock my time, so that I can make sure I have time. Then probably run it for like maybe 3 hours. But yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. And this is gonna be some fun shit. So, Avi, you know what's crazy? It's funny that you mentioned that because that's something originally I was gonna do. If for the people that's been following me for a while, remember that I was gonna do like a game show for the show like that and have people play, and then we could play it during the lives. That's something that I actually have thought about before, but I never ended up doing it. Demarcus, that's why I just said that we're going to write them down, and also it's going to be recorded live. Everybody has to comment their um their picks in the comment section so that it can be captured. You can't lie if we have it on footage. We can just simply go back and say, here it is, you said this. So there's no kind of confusion. Too bad for you, Demarcus. We didn't have it in episode one. And you got a couple of them right. I ain't gonna just say you just dominated episode one, but you definitely landed. I would say this, Demarcus. You would have got paid big bucks for Merkovich. Now that I gotta give him. If we did this shit in episode one, Demarcus would have lit our ass up with Merkovich. That's for sure. Because nobody else called him but Demarcus. Like that nigga called his ass out real. What you mean? Where was his death at? What are you talking about? Matter of fact, we might as well go on this. I'm gonna go ahead and go to this last slide too. We on episode 3, early predictions, and keep in mind while we make these predictions, you be getting your stuff set for these parlays and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm gonna show y'all all the stuff in the odds next one. Probably gonna dedicate like at least a whole hour to that segment tomorrow to make sure everybody get their thing in. But just for the sake of it, um, what would most I would say most people have cash out, you know. So I'm guessing that probably be the most reliable thing. Only thing is there something that we can put something in where somebody's stuff can 100% everybody's stuff, picks and money can be 100% secured that, once somebody win, it goes right to them. I mean, obviously we be on here for a while and stuff like that. But let's be real, a lot of y'all don't know me personally. I mean, I wouldn't steal y'all money, but hey, that's just me, a nigga on the line saying that shit. So to make sure everybody's shit is good, come up with something to make sure everybody's shit is secure. Like maybe it's an app or some shit. Maybe I should ask ChatGPT that. Online escrow accounts. Hmm. I think that's the best way to do it, Takari. Use escrow.com. When we everybody that wants to participate, we put in our wagers and stuff like that. You know, put in our money and stuff like that. I guess, and then place it that way. That way, everybody's stuff can be secure. We got everybody, nobody, you know, getting over on nobody like that. How fast can you do it though? Is it like a time period before it's set, or is it like in an instant? Because I never used it before. Nobody cares, because you keep saying that shit. That's good for you that clown survived. Guess what? Soon season 5 come, we're gonna do this again, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna put in a massive amount that glad nigga dead next season. Guarantee you, his ass up out of here. DeMarcus, you can put in that Claudia gonna survive. You team Claudia. Remember that. I think she dead as hell. I'll give her a little chance of surviving. So so is it like everybody that's participating, right? They put in their stuff and the way all of us will be a part of it. And then everybody gotta you know, sign off to release the money. Is that how it works? Like I'm gonna read on it and do some research myself later on, either later tonight or probably actually tomorrow. But I know it said from what I'm saying here, you said you can set it up however you want. It can be between 2 people or 20 people. All right, that sounds good. But it's saying like, you know, are you selling, buying, or brokering? DeMarcus, what the hell are you talking about? Gotcha. Okay. I'm not even about to entertain this shit right now because, like I said, especially I know with book four, book two, I definitely remember you saying the same type of shit, and I was just nailing them left and right. So you just, I think that'll be a good idea to reach out to a couple of other people. But I'll say this: if even if they don't, once we do it this first week and it starts spreading, other people are definitely gonna want to participate, or they're gonna try to copy it. One of the two going. But yeah, I'm definitely at that 2 hour mark. Like I said, I got some other stuff. I actually been working on my other channels as far as the editing and trying to get more content on there to get them moving. So I gotta do some more stuff for that. But like I said, we're definitely gonna figure out. I'm gonna figure out the payment system and stuff for this, and then get all the odds and stuff there together. I'm gonna have it printed out already for everybody to see. Then we agree on it. Go ahead and get it done. Have it in there before the episode air. All right. So I'm about to get ready to go ahead and close this one out so that I can prepare for my other stuff. But like definitely be on the lookout for the live tomorrow. That one's gonna be good. And I'm actually looking forward to that one. That's gonna be some interesting stuff. I'm about to close this shit. Y'all niggas are fucking funny.